Welcome back, friends, after the break. In today's episode, we are discussing about engineering entrance tests with our expert, Ajay Anthony, Vice President, Time Private Limited. Let's continue our discussion. Ajay, if you can tell us about the other engineering tests apart from IIT JEE.
Like I said, IIT JEE is the most challenging engineering entrance exam in the country in terms of its level of difficulty, level of questions, etc. And in terms of the students who appear, all the good students, serious students would compete for this exam because they get entry into the IITs, the best. But then, although it is taken up by 3 lakh students, it is still not the largest engineering entrance exam in the country. The largest in the country is All India Engineering Entrance Examination, AIEEE. It is conducted by the CBSE and that was taken up by 8 lakh students in 2008. So that is the next big examination in the engineering segment. Then you have the entrance examination conducted by BITS. It's known as the
BITS Pilani, you mean to say?
Yes, the BITS Pilani. It's called the BITSAT examination. Now, there you have a stipulation that you need to score 80% marks, whereas in the IIT JEE it is only 60% marks. In addition to that, there are lots of other deemed universities which conduct their own entrance examinations. Now, and then you have your local state level entrance examination. So you have a whole range of entrance examinations.
There are huge options available as well.
There are a lot of options available for the students right now. And the number of seats available also has increased over the years. The streams has increased. It's definitely a good opportunity for the students now.
So tell me one thing, are these tests campus wise or subject wise?
Like I said, most of these entrance examinations are conducted like the IIT JEE conducts a common examination for all the IITs and some other institutes. The All India Engineering Entrance Examination for the National Institutes of Technology, NITs, and some deemed universities which decide to participate in them. Then other deemed universities, they conduct it for their own purpose. But invariably, you will find that the subject content in all the examinations is physics, chemistry and mathematics. And that too what is taught in 11th and 12th standard.
Alright. So Ajay, if one fails to crack IIT JEE in one attempt, what are the options available?
Well, the options available, if he's been a serious student, I'm sure that he would definitely want to try it once again. Like I said, you can actually try it once again, the year after you pass 12th also. Then you have All India Engineering Entrance Exam, AIEEE. Then you have, if you have scored 80%,
you mentioned,
we have got BITSAT. You've got entrance examinations by other deemed universities. Then of course, depending upon which state domicile you are from, you've got the state entrance examinations of your own state. Options are plenty.
So tell me one thing, are all these examinations conducted around the same time, or they have time in their hands, supposedly if they want to sit simultaneously in both the examinations, considering AIEEE or for that matter IIT JEE, they can do it?
Very much. They can definitely do that because we need to understand that all these examinations target the same group of students. So if I am a 12th standard student just passing out, I would definitely like to spread my options out and appear in as many exams as possible. Starting from the IIT JEE, which is in 2009 going to be conducted on the 12th of April. And then AIEEE is on another day. All the other examinations, you would not have a clash of exam dates here.
That way they can sit simultaneously for the examinations as well. And since you said that in the lifetime a student can appear for IIT JEE twice, supposedly, God forbid, I would not want that any student should, not crack in the first attempt, but supposedly one person has not been able to crack the IIT JEE in the first attempt. How does he prepare himself for the next examination next year?
Just taking your cue from there, as in God forbid, it is bound to happen because you got only 8,000 people coming in and 3 lakh people writing. So if you are very serious, then you would definitely want to give it one more try if you are very serious. So I would just like to point out that it is not only the students who have not made it to IIT JEE who give it the second shot. Suppose I'm a student, I have wrote the IIT JEE, I did not get a rank good enough as per my wish, then still I might want to repeat it the next year. Then the preparation would slightly be different because, like I earlier said, the best method of preparing for IIT JEE would be to start immediately after 10th standard, and then you have a 2-year time frame wherein you parallelly prepare for 11th and 12th standard and then for your IIT JEE as well. But when you're sitting out 1 year, essentially you're not doing anything else, you're just sitting out 1 year and then preparing for IIT JEE, then you would have already done one full round of the theory preparations for all the subjects. Now in that 1 year, you need to really crunch a lot of time and do maximum test practice. That is, take as many moral examinations as possible under exam conditions, evaluate yourself, understand why did you score that, why things went wrong.
And which aspect you actually failed, which
yes,
you
very much.
thought was your weak point.
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes. So identifying your strengths and weaknesses subject-wise is very important. If it is second time, you definitely know. Any student would definitely have his or her I wouldn't say strong and weak areas, favorite and not so favorite areas.
Absolutely, yeah.
So depending on that, strong and weak areas are formed. So slight polishing up of those not so favorite areas would definitely help in the second attempt.
So tell me one thing, Ajay, what is the preference of students?
If you're asking the preference of students in terms of branches, well, there are certain branches which enjoy universal appeal, I would say, across all campuses, like electronics and communication, being the computer science, etc. But there are some students who have secured very good ranks and still gone in for theoretical studies in physics, etc., 5-year integrated programs, etc. But if you're asking about campuses, well, all the IITs are at the same level because they are all IITs. But because some IITs have started functioning earlier, their legacy is for a long goodwill. So students tend to migrate towards those institutes as their first choice.
Okay. But since you mentioned that the aspirants are huge, but the seats are very limited, students are bound to have pressure, Ajay.
Yes.
So if you can advise our student how to cope up with that pressure?
One simple word, it is all relative. Meaning, if you are feeling pressure, your friend who is also preparing for the exam is also feeling the pressure.
Exactly.
So it's not that you need to do absolute best. You just need to do better than most of the other people. That is the spirit of competitive entrance examinations. So if you are convinced that you have done your best in terms of preparation and you're continuing to do your best, then that should be all right, because you need to understand that you got 24 hours, your competitor or friend also has got 24 hours. How you maximize the 24 hours is how you do well in the exam. So just take it easy, understand that nobody has an extra edge over you in terms of the available resources, whether it is time or preparation, material, etc. Ensure that you take coaching from professional people and then do your best.
Okay. So it's basically about the time management and how do you manage each and every hours of your entire 24-hour schedule properly.
Very much.
Okay.
Very much. Because if you're attending school, you got to go to school for a certain number of hours, and then out of that, apart from that, you need to prepare for IIT JEE also. The whole idea is to be systematic, consistent. We've seen a lot of students who start with a lot of josh and then sort of burn out after 1-2 months. That is basically because they somehow think that, hey, is it beyond me?
Okay.
Maybe IIT JEE is not for me. But my advice, our advice for all the students who feel like that is, please do not give up after 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. You stick it out for the entire 2 years. You will come out successful as per your preparation. You may not get the best rank in IIT JEE, but then you will come out very good in AIEEE All India rank.
Exactly. Well friends, today we are discussing regarding entrance examinations for engineering. We will continue our discussion with our expert, but it's time now to take a short breather now. So I would request all of you, do not go anywhere, and yes, continue watching this show.